So to get us started tonight, I would like to introduce you to Denise Whistler. As I mentioned earlier, she is from our donor assistance team. Denise has been a faithful member of our donor assistance team for a very long time. Denise, I won't tell that time, but she is a very intricate part to what we do here at Lions. And so at this time, I will turn it over to Denise, who will talk about our year-end recognition. Denise, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, LaTanya, and good evening, everybody. I know so many of you by voice and email, but I was told to keep the video off, so you'll have to do with the picture on the slide here for now.
Denise, you can turn yours on. I'm sorry, our presenters are able to turn theirs on.
No,
so you can.
I don't have my webcam on, so I'll just do it this way for now. So let's, next slide, please. Let's talk a little bit about the kinds of recognitions and awards that clubs can receive for donating to LCIF. And one thing I'd like everybody to keep in mind is it's kind of all tied together. A person donates, then a club, and they get recognition. A club can get recognition. A district can get recognition. A multiple district can get recognition. So it kind of all rolls up, and I think that's really important to keep in mind. So we're going to just go through some of the criteria for mainly year-end recognitions and what clubs and also districts can get. Some of these are easy to achieve and some of them are a little more difficult. So these are the qualification details on this slide for the awards. And it does require some assistance from our team sometimes to achieve these awards or to kind of see where you're at. And we're happy to provide that. So the first thing I want to start with is 100% Melvin Jones Fellowship Club banner. These are awarded throughout the year as everybody in a club on the member roster, with the exclusions of certain exceptions, receives an MJF. And once everybody achieves a Melvin Jones Fellowship in that club, they become eligible to receive 100% Melvin Jones Fellowship Club banner. It's a special banner and it recognizes the club as 100% Melvin Jones Fellowship. And then there are several levels for this banner. Another easily achievable award is the club per member average patch, and they come in at different levels. There's another slide that'll show you the levels in a few minutes here. But this is if a club makes an overall donation to LCIF and it averages out to a certain amount of giving per member, then the club is recognized with a per member average patch. And this is given also at the end of the year. 100 clubs. These are a little bit tougher because this requires that every member in the club, with the exceptions, certain exceptions, contributes $100 or more during the fiscal year. And this is a little bit difficult to manage because of donor privacy, but we can always help you get through that. And then there's a special banner patch and award certificates at the end of year for clubs that achieve this. 100% club participation also is a year-end award. It's actually a district award, but you can certainly encourage clubs to help your district achieve this level. And this is every club in the district has some type of an affiliated donation, which means either they solicited a donation or they made a donation or a member made a donation. And it can be any amount. There's no dollar amount on this. And then the district coordinator and district governor receive award at the end of the year for all of the clubs participating. And then finally, we have 100% district member support. I do have to tell you that this is something to strive for, but there's only one club in the existence of this award that has ever received it, one district, I mean. And that's because every member in the district needs to make a donation of $20 or more. And with the way that rosters and things fluctuate, it's very difficult to get this, but we have it out there just in case. It might be a goal that somebody can try to achieve. Next slide, please. So we're going to just kind of go criteria by criteria. 100% above an MJF banner recertification goes on, and it's auto-generated. These are award certificates that recognize a club once they've received 100% Melvin Jones Fellowship, plus the banner, and then it also recognizes the club every year if they maintain 100% or more Melvin Jones Fellowship support at the end of the year. Now, with 100% Melvin Jones Fellowships, you might not know this, there are 11 levels of banners and awards, all the way up to everybody in the club is a 10 diamond progressive Melvin Jones Fellow. So there are membership types that are excluded from this award recognition, and that's family members, heads of households, honorary affiliate associate, et cetera, et cetera. So they try to recertify the clubs every year if they can maintain their 100% Melvin Jones Fellowship. So if you have these clubs in your district, this is a good incentive when they bring in new members. And I know that clubs have all different criteria for giving Melvin Jones Fellowships. It's widespread on how they do it. But this is good incentive that they can receive additional recognition for those members donating or recognizing those members. Next slide, please. Go back one. Okay, so these are the PMA banner patches that clubs give for per member average. They start out at the $50 level and they go on. I'm not going to go through all of this because you'll get the slides and this is going to be recorded, but this is what the patches look like. We just finished sending them out for the 2020-2021 year, and we can provide a report for the clubs in your district that achieved this if you would like to have it. These banner patches go directly to the club, the current club presidents. It is fulfilled at the end of the year, and it's based on membership as of January 1st count. So a lot of clubs get the 50 and 100, and then of course the higher levels are a little bit higher to achieve. But it's a very colorful, cool looking patch, I think. Next slide. Okay, 100 clubs, and I know many of you are familiar with this. There is a congratulatory letter and a certificate. It's a little bit harder to achieve. And as I went through the criteria, it is 100% member donation. That means every single member, except for the exclusions, have a $100 donation that is personally attributed to them as the donor. This is also run and recognized at year end, and then certificates are sent to the incoming presidents or other club officers. There's also a banner patch, and it's all in a nice presentation binder. This year, we had 435 100 clubs. The key thing to remember with 100 clubs is where people get caught up is at year end. They don't send the donations in, or they wait until the last minute. And we have very strict guidelines in terms of deposit dates when it crosses over the fiscal year. So I would recommend, if you're going to promote 100 clubs, that at the very latest donations should be sent to us by June 1st. Next slide, please. 100% district club participation is where every club donates, or somebody in the club has donated, and every club in the district is registered with a donation in any amount. We recognize the district and district coordinators who have achieved this. They receive um, they receive certificates and recognition. We carefully vet this award. It is very popular at the end of the year, as many of you know. Sometimes there are canceled clubs or newly chartered clubs within the year, and that can throw them off. So we carefully vet this at the end of the year to make sure that every district that receives this is included. Next slide, please. And then the last two recognitions I want to talk about are Helping Hands Award. This is for anybody in a multiple district, a district, an area leader. Somebody has to nominate you on the Helping Hands form, but this is for any lion anywhere who recognizes and promotes awareness of LCIF and provides support for clubs, districts, or multiple districts to promote LCIF and for clubs to donate and do all of the good things that they do. You can complete the nomination form. There's specific criteria and send it to us. It is reviewed and then the Helping Hands pin is awarded if the form is approved. And then finally, and not last but not least, probably little known, is we have a corporate plaque recognition, and this corporate plaque is something that clubs can do to recognize businesses in the community who have been kind to them or who also want to donate. Maybe they've given them a donation and the club has sent it in. So in my own club, we have a pizza party every year. One of the local restaurants, the gentleman donates all of the pizzas for our pizza party. And so we did recognize that business with a corporate plaque. Corporate plaque has to be a new $1,000 donation. So you cannot use Melvin Jones Fellowship credits to give a corporate plaque. It has to be a new donation. You should contact donor assistance if you think this is something you want to do. These donations do not receive Melvin Jones Fellowship credit, but they do get district and community impact grant credit. And these are engraved on marble, so we can't rush them. So it's not a last minute kind of thing. I just want to mention that. Probably needs about 4 to 6 weeks, but definitely something that you can go out in the community and promote with businesses, especially those businesses that are friends of clubs and that help you out. Maybe the restaurant that you meet at or anything like that. So that is pretty much a recognition overview. And there's a lot of detail and a lot of things to consider for these recognition items. And we are happy to help you with any of it, clarify any of it, provide reports, whatever you need to help promote LCIF in your clubs and with your individuals and your communities, your districts and multiple districts. And that is it for recognitions. And these also, one other thing I want to mention are, these are ongoing programs. These are recognition programs that were available prior to Campaign 100, and they will be available after Campaign 100 ends. So these recognition programs are always out there and something that you can work on from year to year. So that's it. That's it for recognitions and all the good things that go with it. On a personal note, I will tell you, I left my club because of lack of recognition for a big project. It broke my heart to do that, but you know, people have their principles. So recognition is so important.